Okay. Is magical in here?
Mic
Magical?
check.
Magical? Alright, you're good, dude. Alright, stream can hear you. Awesome! Okay. So we'll just give them like a quick second, or maybe like 10 seconds to refresh their windows, and then we'll be good. I'm actually very excited to talk about this topic. I'm very excited.
This trailer.
There you go. I think I know what Gutter's gonna say. I think I'm gonna let Gutter talk first before anybody. But
Yeah,
Oh, great.
that's fine.
how's the new job, by the way?
It's going. It's a big grind fest right now.
It's a big grind
It's
fest.
a big grind
Yeah.
fest.
Well, yeah, I gotta learn the game, so
Gotta learn the game. Gotta get in the
Oh,
game.
Nice.
it's a big grind fest.
You know what they say
So it's
about
an
EA?
MMO, right?
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Wow. Bad joke number one from Grimm's.
Oh,
Everybody.
number one. Yes, slap your thigh as hard as you can. Okay. All right. All right. So where the heck should we start? Okay. So welcome to the podcast, everybody. It's good to finally be back in the podcast. We haven't had it in such a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been, yes. Okay. Well, we're not gonna sugarcoat the introduction. Hatred. New trailer of a well, to kind of summarize it down, a psychopath that just kind of wants the world to burn and goes off in a genocide crusade against everything and everyone, with no.
At least how that appears from the trailer.
Yeah, that's exactly how it appears from the trailer, with no kind of logic, no message, no nothing, no kind of in-depth story. It's just get in, kill, and yeah. Has been receiving a lot of controversial exposure, media, people just giving their reactions. Everybody. I mean, if you guys have seen the video, it'll already be self-explanatory. But
Yeah.
we're here to talk about it. So I Gutter was actually the last I think he was like one of the last people to see it. Spada.
Oh yeah. So it's fresh on your mind, Gutter. You think you should go into it first?
Yeah, since it's very fresh on his mind. Guttermagic, give us your thoughts about Hatred.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh
Mhm.
no, this isn't going well. Oh man, the first word he said is fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's a trailer. Okay. And then this is like me, watching it, and it's like, man, this dark, eerie, like they really hit it. Like, okay, this is good stuff. Wow.
Mhm.
They hit it right in the beginning. It's like, fuck this. It's gonna be this bad, this, that. I want to kill everything. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So he kicks the door down and walks outside, goes to the top-down view, and he starts shooting people. Like, whoa! Well, what's the objective here? You're just kind of just doing something. What, like, till we okay. Man, I don't want to play both sides. I don't want to be so one-dimensional about this. So in one way, it looks like just a mindless shooter. Mindless kind of like shooter as an aspect of you're just doing whatever it looks like you want to do.
Yeah.
And and there has been excuse me, kind of mature rated games where you do things like that, Manhunt, GTA, but it just goes to the point where it's like you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Video games are for an escape.
Yeah.
To me, and an escape to interact with your friends, to co-op, to play, have a great time, not to let your anger out.
Mhm.
That's first thing I got out of that is like, wow, that's gonna be a fucking sadistic person's dream game.
Mhm.
And then you think about like, man, and I bet you these people are going for this. They want everybody to hate it. We're going with the name. They want people to not like it. They want people to talk about it. What we're doing.
Mhm.
They want people to
Exactly.
fucking smite it, but they want they want anything they can get out of it, and it's gonna be all negativity, obviously. But and then I was mentioning after I seen it, I'm like, well, why why does in the world does it have to be something negative to get seen by any community?
Mhm.
Why is something gotta be so negative to be seen by anybody?
Mhm.
Why can't a game that, of course, in anybody's eyes, 100% anybody here, why can't a game be, somebody going to a different country and saving the world from a a disease or something, that wouldn't sell it. But once something comes this bad, they knew this was going to happen.
I think you just described Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, go on though.
And holy shit, like they and I don't know if any of you guys, me and my girlfriend, we read the website.
Hmm.
And they say, well, you know, you guys are basically, they say you guys are fucking stupid for saying this. And by the way, we're actually doing it the right way. It's not racist or it's not sexist either.
Really? I didn't see
Yeah.
that. Wow, I gotta
Yeah.
check that out. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
so
from the
it's
developers?
actually, huh? Yes.
That's what the developers said?
And and the developers are Polish. Throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the game setting is in New York. If you guys didn't know that.
Really?
Something that they probably know a lot about.
I didn't know it was in New York.
New York. I saw I said it like that too.
Wow, I thought it was
Um,
just like some subtle, like fictional, a non-fictional town.
It would be
I
better
was-
if it was a fictional. Town.
Yeah, man.
I'm
It would
yeah.
it would be more tolerable, not better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tolerable.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. That's a better way to put it.
I mean, what scared me the most about that whole video was when he shot the Asian woman.
Hmm.
Oh, when she's on the ground and he puts.
Yeah, the Asian woman actually
Oh.
says, "Don't shoot me. I'm not doing." And it, like you almost felt attached to that character that quick.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
yo, whoa, why did you do that?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, it's a whole new. That. Sorry, go ahead, Gutter. I got.
Yeah, no. And then there's a part, and then it makes you think like, man, Manhunt was pretty bad too. But wait, that whole game was all criminals, right?
Which game?
Manhunt. You were trying to like
Oh,
escape. You were trying to
yeah.
either escape or
Yeah,
or
you were trying
get
to
away
escape.
from bad guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, criminals.
Yeah.
So they were all kind of criminals. I think there was like a few doctors here and there, but they were in a bad area. It's not like you just walk out like in this game and you shoot people.
Mm.
Like the worst thing about it though is that it's graphic.
Mhm.
Yeah, other FPSs have done worse. I mean, people take drugs right in front of you. I mean, you take shots right in their, in FPSs. This is true, but to see it something, excuse me, so quick to the point that it's killing innocent people, going into fucking, going into police stations and just destroying everybody.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if anybody agrees. I can see that being fun, but how it's showing the graphics and like putting them into like execution and shit,
Mhm.
I don't know, man. That rubs me the wrong way.
Okay.
At least GTA, like if there's gonna be like a sex scene, they close the door and just let it happen. You can hear it,
Yeah.
but that's it. I mean, it's funny. I mean, that's how it was in Vice City, right? You get them in the car and then you just take them out.
Yeah, like a
It was
prostitute
funny.
or whatever.
It's funny.
Yeah.
There's humor. This game is seriously, it's freaking black and white.
Mhm. Mhm.
It makes you feel like I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna fucking kill everybody. Fucking God, I hate everybody. That's what's gonna make everybody feel like.
It was dark as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm playing both sides. Props to them for doing that. That is a great idea. But holy shit, this whole thing is, oof. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Spada, why don't you give us your.
Give me a second, guys. Give me a second.
Okay. Get me a double cheeseburger as well.
Yeah, I'm.
Like some large fries
Me
with
one
that.
too. Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets, chicken tenders for me.
Oh, and remember no Russian. Very true. In Call of Duty, I don't know if anybody knows about that scene. That
Oh,
you're
I
literally
mentioned that.
shooting up.
I mentioned
Yeah,
that too.
you're shooting up a mall. But see, there's something behind it.
Hmm.
You're undercover trying to get this bad guy.
Yeah.
But you eventually get caught at the end of that mission, and you get shot up anyway.
And
So
you
that-
had
that-
the choice too, whether or not you had the choice. You didn't actually have to shoot a single bullet.
No, you didn't have to actually shoot. You just had to be
Yeah.
there, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But see, that's just one mission. This whole game is you killing innocent people.
Pretty much.
You have no idea how long this is. We don't know the story about it right now. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. The No Russian, that was very controversial, but it was just one scene, one mission that you had to take part of.
Yep. And from there on out, like I played that, and they actually give you the choice. They tell you, they give you every warning. This is going to be very
Yeah, that's true.
controversial.
They give you in the beginning, before you start Call of Duty, they always say, are you able to do this. You can skip the mission.
You could
That's true.
skip
You were
it.
able to skip the mission.
Yeah, you were able to skip it.
You were able to skip
Call
it,
of
or
Duty one, the airport mission.
yeah,
Yeah.
you were able to skip that mission. I remember that.
I remember how controversial that was. That was the first thing that popped into my head when I saw, the Hatred trailer, was how controversial that Call of Duty mission was. And I never even got to play that. Like, I didn't really care to, but I didn't play that Call of Duty. It was Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah. Spatta, why don't you give your thoughts about it, and I'll talk about what I think about after you.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know. I agree mostly with what Gutter had to say. I mean, I do see that for a lot of people, games can be an outlet for anger. Maybe not necessarily violent anger, but if you're having a bad day, jumping on a video game is a really good way to relieve stress.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is the best way to go about it. I mean, we've all seen really violent video games, and you brought up Manhunt, which was a really good example.
Yeah. Did you bring that up as an example because it caught the eye and very controversial, not so much like similar motives or objectives?
Are you asking me or him?
Gutter.
I'll real quick. I only brought it up because that was actually at first when it first came out. If anybody remembers, it was an adult-only game.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that was pushing it back then. That was 1990, I think, right? 1990 something,
it was
or 2000, early 2000s.
Probably early 2000. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, that was pushing it. 10 years later, they're doing this is 10 years later, and compared to what's going on, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But that was adult only, and they don't even think they released it in Australia at all.
Yeah, I mean, one of the Grand Theft Autos never even came out in Australia. It was banned.
Oh well, that was just the internet cafe thing or whatever that was, hot coffee, whatever.
But
I don't know if you know
either
about
way,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
What I would say is, I mean, Manhunt was one of my favorite games, but the violence and everything else was a really big draw to me as a teenager. But there's something different about, like Apollo kept saying in the chat earlier today, that it's the same thing as GTA. You can just go around killing random civilians. And that's a fair point, except for the fact that these civilians aren't on their knees with their hands in the air begging for their lives. You're not sticking the gun in their mouths and pulling the trigger or stabbing them 10 times as they scream bloody murder. And I mean, that's a completely different thing. And so I almost have to liken it to what you mentioned before. What you mentioned yesterday when you were streaming, Grims, that Japanese game. I don't know if we want to talk about it or go into.
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, but like it's almost as if it's made to fulfill some kind of dark desire in somebody's mind.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know if that's something that we should be trying to do.
Yeah, some kind of desire that people are whether they're too insecure to say or that it shouldn't even be said at all, but they just have that feeling.
I just don't like how the developers are actually going about it.
Yeah,
if that's how they're talking to the people that are criticizing them, then yeah, that's
talk about patronizing.
Yeah.
They're like, they're basically saying that fuck you guys, but thanks for thanks for everything you're giving us. It's like, wow, dudes, really?
Yeah. Like I like how you guys compared it to like GTA and all that stuff. Like there's a big difference. Things being justified in a video game and stuff that just completely seems out of the blue and unnecessary. In GTA, you had missions, you had a story, you had a background, you had this and that and this and that.
That was a story, yeah.
That stuff, like whether or not you were like killing drug dealers or killing a guy for revenge and killed your family, whatever. It felt justified. They put you. The thing I really like about GTA is they put you in an open world where you had it made it more realistic. One, so it didn't make anything feel linear. Two, gave you a set of options, missions for your character to appreciate the story, whatever moral it had at the end of the story, and to basically feel righteous or vengeance or maybe slight humor with whatever mission that your character had or whatever related to his story. Three, since it wasn't an open world, just like how realistic it wants to be, there was innocent bystanders, right? Innocent bystanders that would probably be in practically any video game, if they put the time for that. And of course, that adds the more, realism. When you rob a bank, people are scared, people are running, people are driving off the road. It adds that effect. But if somebody takes the time, you're like, I'm not gonna do a mission. I'm just gonna. I feel like playing GTA. I'm gonna put in a minigun, rocket launcher, cheat code, and just kill everything. Blow
Well, the
up all
executions,
police
though,
cars.
as much as bad as this was. Whew.
Yeah, like that kind of play, can be very similar, to hatred, because you're ignoring all the morals, you're ignoring all the values of your character. You're just there to just literally rip through hell within all the civilians next to you because you think it's fun.
But
Like,
we're still talking about something that portrays, reality in almost like in a mocking manner. It's like Grand Theft Auto has always been its own commentary of whatever today's big deal is, or what it's always been relevant in that sense, and it's always been kind of like a mockery of current times, but or past times, but like. Hatred isn't that, or at least that's not how it's portrayed. I mean, you're literally playing a guy that hates people, that hates the world,
Yeah,
and has
hates the
decided he's just going to go on a killing spree.
yeah.
Like
that rubs me the wrong way.
Because
Man.
it's too similar to the real life events that has been happening when people just go out into a shopping mall or a movie theater on a shooting spree without any kind of explanation whatsoever.
And for people in chat, yes, if you don't, we understand, and if it's just a game, you don't like it, don't simple as that, don't buy it, whatever. The point of us talking about it is to, get opinions about what you guys think about the game, not to say, well, don't play it, don't talk about it. Well, that's not the point right now.
Yeah. We're
If
not,
that was the
we're
point, we
all
wouldn't be
part of the
talking about
gaming
it.
community. You know what I mean? Like this is stuff that's coming into our community. I think we have it's definitely within our scope of rights to talk about something that's going to affect the face of gaming.
Agent K shouldn't have posted that.
It's yeah, Agent K. That's okay. That's I don't think we need to post the link up anymore. I think everybody's seen it by now. But yeah, like regardless, we're talking about it because it's a real thing. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. The worst of people we're talking about. Postal was a thing, but it had humor in it, even though it had kind of like the same morals of just killing people and acting dumb and acting funny, pissing on people. It had like weird shenanigans, but still was inappropriate. The one thing that everybody thought that wasn't gonna happen finally happened. Literally, I think somebody said a mass shooting or mass killing simulator, which kind of felt right away. Oh, that's kind of what it seems
Oh
like.
man, you know what? I don't know if everybody thought about this. Man, Fox News is gonna eat this up.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go on a field day on this game.
Both of them will.
Yeah.
CNN,
And you know what? And the
Fox
developers
News.
like, yes, talk about our game in a negative way so we can get money.
Yep. This
Get more
game.
exposure, yeah.
Why is it gotta be like that? Why can't it be the other way around?
I know. This game is
I
gonna
think
sell.
Bob White made the best point yesterday in your chat, which is that it's like the game exists specifically to make a statement so that they can make money off of this loud statement that they want to make or whatever. It just exists to exist upon itself. I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still relevant to us because regardless of whether we support it or we're going to buy it, you can think of like the rating system, right? Right now, at this point, you have everyone, and then you have mature and adults only, which are very rare nowadays. But you've got games that exist that have different ratings. Those didn't always exist. In fact, Mortal Kombat with fatalities is one of the major reasons that came about in the first place.
Yep. It caught everyone's eye just because of that simple violence alone, and it thrived on that to turn into a different game of competitiveness through tournaments and stuff like that.
And the thing that bothers me personally about it is it's already been an uphill battle for the last 20 years to fight this thing that video games encourage violence. And fighting video games encourage people to go on shootings and to do all these crazy things and to be insane. And that it's video games are the cause for this. And then there's video games coming out that's literally about exactly what they're talking about now. This could really genuinely affect the face of gaming for a long time to come. Because it exists.
Yeah. Every now, I agree. I agree 100%, Spada. Every now and
Yeah,
then. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to agree. Like I said, I'm on both sides. The game looks kind of cool. I admit it. I'm not because I'm not crazy. I know I won't go stupid about it.
Yeah, I mean it's made by the Unreal Engine 4, so
Yeah,
of
it
course like
looks
everything.
fucking sweet.
Yeah.
But like, man, it just rubs me a little really weirdly. That's all I mention.
Yeah.
It's just it hits on so many different ways that people are not gonna like the game because of certain things. It's gonna make gamers look bad because if they play it, it's gonna put them in a bad. It's gonna put all of us in the limelight. I don't know if anybody realizes that.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
is.
my point. That's why I
Because
brought
the
that
game's
up.
gonna sell
Mhm.
regardless,
Mhm.
and people are gonna play it, and they're gonna be like, well, you're a gamer, so you played Hatred probably. That's how it's gonna be. Like how it's gonna be how GTA was.
Yeah,
You're a gamer.
yeah.
You like GTA
But
and Madden
worse.
and COD.
But worse.
Or worse.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be worse
Not
than
gonna make us look
GTA.
bad.
It's gonna be very offending. Like, as a gamer, when I first saw the trailer, at first I saw, I was excited. I was like, what's gonna happen? Wow, they put a lot of detail into this. Oh my goodness! Like, what is with the narrator? Everything sounds really powerful and deep. And then like when the pieces started to come together, I was like, wait. Wait. You play as an antagonist. Okay, this has been done before. An antagonist, video game. Not a lot has been done. I can't really name a couple right now, but I'm sure a lot of people can for me. And then it like in the beginning, it's like, oh, okay, you're killing random people. There's like plenty of browser games like this. There's plenty of games, pretty, messed up games like this. It went deeper and deeper, more detailed, more like I don't want to use the word creative, but unfortunately that's what it was. It got creative with the darkness of this guy killing and terrorizing everything. And
You
I'm
guys
just
remember that video game that came out that Jack Black did that was like cartoony
Brutal
or whatever?
Legend?
And he goes,
Yeah,
like,
Brutal
to hell
Legend.
and he plays... Yeah, okay. So that game, the character in this game reminds me of Jack
he looks
Black's
just
character
like
in that game, and
It-
it
yeah.
also makes me think of Lobo, also from DC Comics, which you guys might not know, but people in the chat will.
Yeah.
But like that's what he looks like to me. He just looks like a kind of generic headbanger, like metal guy.
Yeah, I mean, this game is gonna fucking generalize so much shit. Like, people are gonna use this game to generalize so much crap. I won't be surprised I see wave after wave. Yeah, you're fucking, heavy metal? You must like Hatred. Kind of like what Gutter was talking about. It's gonna be used to generalize a lot of people. It's gonna piss a lot of people off, and I can just see a whole new era. Eventually, a game like this was gonna... They usually come around every once in a blue moon to push the envelope of the gaming industry to see how far it can go, and whether people like it or not, this game is going to sell. It's going to sell out of its ass, and people are going to pick it up, and they're going to explore how far this game will go to becoming the next no hold bars game. People are going to see what they can do. And of course, it's going to be very comfortable for people to stream it or put it up on YouTube. We'll see it eventually. But I mean, that's the thing about these games like Postal, GTA, Manhunt. People people will play the game, but the curiosity will get the best of them, and they're going to try to do whatever they can to push the envelope for themselves. That's going to make the game even more memorable for gamers. You know what I mean? Like GTA, you hook up with a prostitute. You try to push the envelope, see how far it would go. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff, and that's the thing that I think the developers are trying to do. They're not only they're going against like the traditional kind of protagonist kind of get rewarded, everything's all cheerful and positive energy. Not only they're going against that, but they're using that as a way to give players, now keep in mind, I don't want this to sound biased or good, bad to anybody, but they're using that as a way to give players even more freedom in a video game. So much freedom to the point where it's like, hey, you know what? Just kill everything if you feel like it. You know what I mean? And see how it makes you
I just
feel.
hope they can do something interesting beyond the fact that...
Uh-oh, robotic
So
spada.
this is how I
It's
like, this looks like it could be kind of interesting. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen.
It's okay, Coke almost came out of my nose.
Go ahead, guys. Talk.
Shit.
I got to wait until I can get on Wi-Fi.
Okay, that's fine.
I just watched Gim slap.
Cokie almost came out of my nose after hearing that. It felt weird, but anywho, what was I saying? So yeah, like it like the developers, like as much as we're in fucking 2014, We're almost at 2015. I want to believe that the developers know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because back then when Postal came out or whatever, nobody knew anything about anything. Nobody knew anything about the messages that developers want to bring out in video games. They just did, everyone felt they did whatever the hell they want. They're fucked up people. That was it. And that's what Postal kind of left behind. I mean, if I'm right or wrong, that's kind of like what they left behind. That was a fucked up game made by a bunch of fucked up people. But, I mean, I want to believe that the developers aren't going to be brain dead. I want to believe that maybe they're going somewhere with this. Obviously, the trailer didn't really show any of that. It just showed you killing everything. But as hard as I want to believe that we're not going backwards with this, some of this controversy and harsh gaming that people may take upon, I want to believe that the developers have something else that has more meaning to this game, or else it's just not going to look good at all.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was just about to say before I turned into RoboSpada. Basically, games have always been a creative outlet, and like when I first saw the game, my first thought was, oh, this could be pretty fun to play. But then I immediately felt guilty for feeling that way when I saw him shoot the chick on the ground that was begging for her life. And that's the kind of the line that you don't want to cross as a video game. Like, that was what the line that GTA always skated really, really well. They really played with that line of, moral ambiguity without putting you in a position where you actually genuinely felt guilty for something that you performed in game. But, like, I don't know, man. I think this game, they have a way, they can make it really interesting and actually tell a good narrative with it if they do it right. But it could also just be a game for the hell of being a game worth killing people.
I do hope there's some joke to it, because if it's too serious, people are gonna take it serious.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds stupid to say it, but there are people that will. You have it's like, I bet you like nobody in this chat will probably take this serious. Of course not, because most people here understand where your stream is from. We all are like kind of in the same Kahoot brain right now, like in the same process of understanding about the game. But this is only 116 people.
Yeah.
There are gonna be a lot of people playing this.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this: it only takes one person to fuck it up.
Yep. It's true.
How many throughout the years of times that somebody said, a news channel said, a kid does this, but a game called Grand Theft Auto. How many times have you heard that?
Call of Duty.
A lot. You heard a lot. I mean, this game is gonna. We hope it's a joke, not like a hilarity, like whatever. But I hope it has some joking to it, that it's like it calms it a little bit down, because it is a little too serious.
It took a decade for that heat to kind of lower itself over GTA, to kind of lower its shadow over GTA. When GTA 5 came out, people were hyped. They didn't think at all about any of that stuff. They were just happy to play it again. It took a decade. I think a full decade, but...
Well, close to a decade at
yeah,
least. And that's kind of the point. That's the point that I was making earlier, is that gaming has already been under fire by the media, and by politicians and stuff like that. And like, that's always been something that I'm sure all of us have felt defensive over to some extent. This is like, just leave us alone. We're not hurting anybody. We're just playing video games. This is for us. And that's the thing that I think worries me the most about this game.
Yeah.
That it's just going to put a bigger light on gamers and how violent games technically can be, and it's gonna blame video gamers for being more violent than normal people, or people that don't game and stuff like that.
Like I mentioned, it's going to be used as a generalization to most problems that are going to be happening, whether they're similar or they're not. It's going to be a conduit to for problems that are happening in person. Because it happens in a lot of games. It certainly does.
It happened with Call of Duty just after the shootings. In the last 3 years, Call of Duty was blamed for like two of the three of them. Like,
it's fucking. I don't know, man. Like, when it comes out, it's gonna be very. I'm gonna say it's gonna be very stressful People are going to take a hold of it. They're going to explore the game as much as they can. There's nothing stopping that, you know. Gamers are going to be gamers. They're going to pick up just about any game and play the crap out of it, no matter how controversial it is or how sweet it is.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody, like, what is it, Kung Lao is saying censorship is a bad thing. And I think most of us would probably agree with that. And nobody's saying to censor anything.
Yeah.
I don't think here.
Yeah, nobody. No one's saying to censor it. Really, nobody. It's just, I guess, sending out a very powerful message that maybe people might not be ready for, or that it might just have kind of like a bad taste within like the gaming industry of how far games can go for shock value. Like, how far can they go? You know, are we up this point to where we don't need a plot, we don't need values or anything, we just need to put a character just to kill innocent like people and children for shock value right now? Is like, that can't be one of the only ways. We have plenty of stuff like shock value, like Evil Within. The whole intro was fucking shocking. You know what I mean? Like,
if you play Outlast, that game is filled with nasty, disgusting shock value.
Yes, that is true. There's. I mean, I'm sure nobody caught it, but there's like this one part where you come out of the ground and you literally find a dude. Oh, I don't want to.
Sex with a dead body.
Yes, necrophilia, and he's just like, "Why are you looking at me, you sicko?" And it took me a while. I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
Yeah.
So I was like, I was looking at it, I was like, the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, that kind of stuff doesn't stick with you because it's so quick. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
It's one part of a big game. It's not the whole game.
Yes, exactly. And it's like hatred. Like, if you put it into like Hatred's version, I'm pretty sure they would explore that aspect. You know what I mean?
That's
like
the whole game. You're just walking in on people having butt sex.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, well, now we're gonna see how the gamer feels about this. Let's show them. Let's make them explore it as much as they can. Let's see how they feel about it. It's like, that's what I feel like Hatred's giving out now. It's like, we're gonna give you the most controversial, most shocking, whatever, and you're gonna sit there and you only be done with like 10% of the game, but we want you to feel what this game wants you to feel, and that's gonna be like a big part of it. You know, like I'm a little scared thinking about it right now. I'm actually legitimately a little bit scared because maybe it's just a little bit too much too quickly. I don't know.
Yeah, Rajpo, I mean, no, I don't think anybody's suggesting that by playing this game it'll make you violent. I think all of us would argue against video games having any actual real effect, but that's not gonna stop the media or politicians, as I said earlier, from trying to blame video games or the media.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Like I said, it's not gonna. It might only, like I said, only take one person to mess it all up. Someone do something like that because of that. But like before, politics, or not politics, but politics. But like I said, they tried really hard to stop rated M games. Remember that, and it almost happened. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Oh, absolutely.
That almost happened.
I worked for GameStop during the time that it happened.
And fact, so it's like, that was just because of GTA. Do you guys not understand how big this can be, for how bad this can be for us?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah, it's messing things up. Yeah, it's gonna mess things up. It would happen. It almost happened already. This will push it further. I don't get how you don't see that.
Well, I think the reason why some people can't see it is because games like Postal and Manhunt weren't as mainstream as Hatred is going to be because of
they were niche.
Yeah, because of how advanced, you know, the internet has become, how much, you know, opportunities that like games can reach the media and all that stuff. This already with the trailer has already become mainstream already.
Yep.
Postal couldn't do that. Manhunt kinda did that, not so much. Manhunt 2 actually didn't do that. I don't think it did it at all, and it was banned in several countries, I think. But that's
because the Wii version actually had you simulating the act of killing someone.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of. I remember they had a bunch of censorships and all that, but there was like.
I don't get how I'm afraid of censorship when this happened without a game being mainstream.
Well,
whatever.
Yeah. If it's mainstream,
nobody here is afraid. Yeah, I don't know about
I'm
censorship.
what time is it? I'm about to bounce out soon anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna close up anyways. But yeah, we're not talking about we should censor this game or we should boycott. We're not talking about anything like that. We're just talking about how it might affect, gaming communities. What kind of effect it, other games similar to Hatred had in the past with pushing the envelope, and it might be too, whether it's too soon or whether it's the right time or whether it's even necessary at all. I mean, it's definitely something different from the traditional games that we've always been playing, and I think that's what the developers are trying to go for. And hopefully, with the year that we're in right now, hopefully there is something more to it, because games like Postal and all this stuff did rub people the wrong way. They were more for comedic factors, and they really didn't make much sense at all. Like like this game, of course it doesn't make much sense at all, but the only thing they leave you at is a person that just wants to see the world burn and kill people. That kind of resembles, some of the social tragedies that's been happening around here. It simulates it, that's how I would put it. It kind of
As
simulates
I said, it happened before. It'll happen again.
Yeah.
I don't care personally for it, but it can happen.
Yeah, it
I'm
can.
not afraid of
It
anything.
can.
I don't care for it. It's gaming. My life is not just gaming.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, gaming is
That's
a
not
hobby
the
that
problem.
we all have, and but for me, like, and one last thing that I'll say about the whole thing is just that I really hope the developers have something more to say than just mindless killing of people. Like, I just hope it's more than just that. If it's some kind of comedy aspect or some kind of deeper story aspect, or they've got something to say or whatever, that's fine. If they've got
Yeah.
to make a statement, as an artist myself, I understand making statements in like really hardcore ways. I get it. So I'm all for that, but like I just hope that there's something more to it than just that. Just because,
That's why there's more.
because
Yeah.
yeah,
But there's a
because as
story,
Kelter
you know.
Skelter keeps saying, Kelter Skelter keeps saying that it's preposterous for us to imagine that it might be the case that it could affect gaming.
But if it almost happens, I
outside of
guess
the
it's
sub.
preposterous. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the point is that the three of us have been through the generation of gaming all the way from Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo even, to Super Nintendo, all the way up to now. And we've seen how gaming has been put under fire. More so than I think a lot of people that are into gaming now have. And so I think we have a little bit more of a perspective of defensiveness to it. But the reality is that it could be really, really bad for gaming culture. Or it could not. It could just be another game in the stack of, questionable games. But it's still, I mean, I don't know. I just hope that it's something more than just mindless killing.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. And, there is a plethora of other games that are very, very similar like this in Japan. Japan has probably the most, and I don't want to get into that, but, who knows? Maybe it is trying to fulfill a certain desire within video games. Maybe it is just another marketing strategy to produce more shock value. I don't know at this point, but
Who knows?
regardless, the game is going to sell. We're going to see how it leads part of the gaming industry, what paths, if it might give
All that
developers.
said, are you guys going to buy it?
I'm probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to buy it.
Of course. It's a game. Like I said,
Yeah, it's a fucking
this said
video
before. It's not the problem that I don't like it. I understand it got weird and there's a big thing to it. But it can push to something that might prevent gaming to go as far as whatever, like, oh, well, this is because of gaming. It's because of gaming. You never know how far this will go with, politics and crap.
Yep.
Because they might take it too far. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I can to play video games.
Yeah.
But they might take it to the point where gamers are becoming bad people, which obviously we're just fucking gamers. We want to sit at home and play video games.
Yeah. As a gamer, I will play all types of video games, no matter what it might possibly represent. There's everything that you can think of, from like demonic, satanic side, religious games, all that sorts, and this is another one of those games on the shelves that, again, if you are an open-minded gamer, that you explore games for whatever value or qualities that they might have, that might make you understand more towards what gamings are becoming to be or what they might become in the future. It's a game that is just going to be picked up, and I mean, it's going to be a separate experience from all the other games that we've all went through, and of course but then outside of that, it's completely up to the person whether they want to go to forums, go to, out in the public and say this game is great, good values, blah blah. You know what I mean? That's completely different. As gamers, we it's like we research games, for the fun of it, whether they're good or bad, and that's how, we become just way more understanding of all these different stuff, different values that developers or gaming companies hand to us, and how we learn from it, and moving on to the next game, or even if it applies to life qualities, and who knows. But this game is definitely going to be a very interesting one, of exploration, and it's going to be a very I want to say rocky path for a lot of the exposure on media that it's been having. So I mean, all I can say is, if you're a gamer, just be a gamer, and be open-minded about it. Don't be, you know what I mean? People have opinions. People have, certain feelings about it, whether they're turned off or turned on by it. You just got to respect each other's opinions, and don't, I guess, just keep to yourself. Keep to yourself as a gamer. That's what we do, right? That's what we do. But
either way, guys, it was a great talk. I gotta get to eating and watching some TV with the wifey. But it's a great conversation. Looks like the chat did a pretty good job of being...
Yeah, honestly, I love the chat. The chat, you guys were handling everything very well. It was very awesome. Again, we're talking about video games, so.
At the end of the day, I mean, it's a game. Hopefully, it's a good game. I want to support it. I like the idea of playing the antagonist, so that'll be really, really cool. It's really interesting, but we'll see what happens. But we'll know more as it gets closer to release. Obviously, we've only seen it's like a 2-minute trailer. So far,
so, I think a 2-minute.
There's a lot more, I'm sure, coming out soon. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna call that a night for myself. You guys have a great night. Thanks for having me on.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Later on, everybody.
Take it easy.